Here with head football coach Steve Johnson. Coach, we get an opportunity to see your guys get back on the field after an exciting 2012 season. You start spring practice on Monday. What are you looking forward to, and how can you get prepared for the upcoming season?
This is an incredibly fun time for our guys right now. They have really worked their tails off. I'm so proud of the work that they've done, and I start naming names. It's ridiculous, but Coach Meyer just does a terrific job kind of keeping that unity that we have. The culture that we have within our football program is ridiculous, and that's in the season. But what people might not see so much is it just continues and helps our lifting. It really kind of covers a multitude of problems because those types of things. And then our senior class has had an off season to where they're just kind of scouring their hearts and minds and trying to help us become, all that we can be as far as things like toughness and trusting one another and just that collective, kind of football team you want to be. It's nice to be flashy, but it's way bigger to be just boom, and kind of going that way. And so those are the things that off season brings. So now we get to put a little bit of that back on the field. We start saying our language. We start saying the things that are important. I think for our guys is to have heard the words, have heard we call a play. We're calling a play, and those young guys especially, it's meaning something more to them now than it did, even last fall as we kind of go from this to this to this to this. And so we are kind of just flying into football right now, and we have a special way to do it. We go to Mounds View High School, and they're gracious to us. But we ended our practices last year because of weather and because of lights. We ended there because we're in the playoffs deep in, and now we get to go back there. And so it feels a little seamless that way too. And we practice at night under the lights, and our players get a big kick out of it. The coaches want to go to bed, but the players are jacked up because that's when college kids start their night.
Well, it's a special experience, no doubt. You talked about the key players this offseason that are making a big impact. You've seen a little bit of new roles coming about your coaching staff, and you're going to have more of a priority on the running back specifically for you as a coach. Talk about the running back specifically. Who adds depth to your program, and how do you continue to stay competitive with a number of great backs?
We're working through our entire program always to try to be as good as we can be. We're going to move Chad Richards, who's an excellent coach, to offensive line. He'll do a great job there, and that's where I've been. I'm going to move the running backs and move Coach Swan to tight ends where he doesn't need as much time, and he can devote more to his film work that he just does an incredible job with. So we're kind of trying to move everybody into what they do the best, and I'll be able to be with the running backs, and it'll really be myself along with Scotty Kirkhoff. Scotty will have the quarterbacks along with the backs, so he'll be the backfield coach, and I'll kind of have the running backs. I'm also trying this year to be a little bit more involved on both sides of the football. Hopefully not get in the way, but to help and have us to be as seamless as we possibly can, because that's important. At the running back position, it's a key place at Bethel. For years we've had Mikey Johnson and Phil Porta and Jeremy Tweed, Chris Weens, and most recently Logan Flannery. And these are some of the best running backs that the league has ever seen. So it's a big deal for us. And the guys we have now are awesome, and we're jacked about it. Jesse Fino and Brandon Marquardt and Marshall Klitsky especially are just, we don't know who's 1, 2, 3 really right now. We do feel that it's important to know that and have that feature guy, not necessarily feature, but they all have great skills, and we just think it's important to be a great runner, to catch the ball well, and they all can do that. And we've got Corey Hansen, does a great job for us. Logan Lyle, he's in baseball, so we won't see him quite as much, and so there's and then Jake Tater, and so all these guys together, we just want them to be a unit that is just tough and fast, and they're going to be an important piece, obviously, because that's we like to run the ball because that helps us. It helps our defense get tougher and sets up our passing game, because we're going to be pretty diversified, and we're just really excited about that.
Last question for you, Coach. Obviously, you have 3 weeks here, roughly 2 to 3 practices a week. What's the big purpose, big picture of what this tries to accomplish within this time period?
I would say the biggest deal in D3, we don't get to do the hitting and all that stuff, and in some ways I think it's great because what it does, it forces us as coaches and even as players to teach and learn, teach and learn, teach and learn, and make kind of your footsteps become a way of life. If you don't do anything like that from from December all the way to August, you're going to miss. Excuse me. You're going to miss out on some stuff, and it's going to be a kind of a new learning experience. I know it's not new because you remember, but I want you to feel it. So for the players to hear it and feel it is big, and then for the coaches to hone their teaching. So the coaches are learning as they teach because you kind of hear yourself do that thing. And it gives us also one other thing. It gives us a chance to maybe look at some new things, formationally, motion types of those
Well, we're
things.
definitely excited to see you guys on the field. Obviously, a little less contact this spring, but excited to see how it prepares us for the 2013 schedule. And thanks for the time, Coach.
We can't wait. We're jacked.